Do relaxers actually affect your hormone health? Yes. So relaxers obviously have a lot of chemicals in there to be able to transform and transition the hair from being in a naturally coily or curly or even wavy state. But if you are a person who has ever used a relaxer, this is for you. Let's talk about what's in the relaxers. Phthalates and parabens. A lot of times we hear about no parabens, no phthalates, but what are they, right? Well, parabens and phthalates are considered to be called xenoestrogen. And these are chemicals that mimic estrogen in the body. When you have too much estrogen in your body, this is going to create a hormonal imbalance. Now, it's important for us to understand that estrogen is a hormone that tells the body to create more tissues, especially in the uterine area, to build the womb space to support healthy pregnancy. What happens when the body continues to build too much tissue? We get fibroids, not just only in the womb space, but also in our breast tissue. We get heavy periods because the body is trying to clear out the lining that was built up and it's overly built. It affects your mood. It affects your emotions. It affects your insulin levels. It affects how fat is distributed in your body. So if you deal with stubborn weight gain, especially around the hips and the thighs, also around your belly area, that can be caused by too much estrogen. When you have too much estrogen or too much testosterone, it's supposed to get out of your body. When we have so much going on, the body can't get it out fast enough, and it will just recirculate back into the body. If you are struggling with a hormonal imbalance, then you definitely want to do the 6-week hormone reset to get control over your hormones and learn how to properly care for your hormones as a woman. Next up, we have formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is highly, highly toxic. When we have formaldehyde and other harsh chemicals in our bodies, this is linked to inflammation, and this can also be linked to long-term health issues, especially problems with the thyroid. Relaxers often have lye. Now, I know they have no lye relaxers as well, but if you have a relaxer that has lye in it, this can damage the scalp barrier. Your scalp is very absorbent. So when you add a chemical to the scalp, it will go directly into the bloodstream. And it doesn't happen over time. This happens within minutes. And because we can start to overload the body, especially if we're doing it every single month or very frequently, this can also lead to a weakened immune system and chronic inflammation. And studies have shown that Black women who frequently use relaxers have a much higher risk of fibroids. And being a Black woman, you also already have a higher risk of fibroids because of having more protection from the sun means that you'll naturally have lower vitamin D levels, which will reduce inflammation. Endometriosis and ovarian cysts also occur when we have high levels of estrogen in our bodies. Chemicals in relaxers have also been linked to reduced egg quality as well, making it harder to conceive. Exposure to toxins like phthalates during pregnancy have also been linked to developmental issues in babies. So relaxer chemicals that are often used on young girls, remember those little just for me's? Exposure to so many of the hormone disrupting chemicals in the relaxers will trigger for them to go into early puberty. I can attest to this. I remember going into puberty at age 10. I was getting acne. I was already a C cup in the 5th grade. So we're wondering, like, why are all these girls like starting their period so early or developing breasts so early? Like they're only 9. Like, what is happening? We have to think our bodies are sensitive. And when we put hormones into our bodies, when we put hormone disruptors into our bodies, it's going to affect us. And so I really hate that, thinking back on me being, 7 years old and just having these chemicals being put into my body without realizing, just for a look or an appearance, was that really necessary? You know what I'm saying? So hindsight is always 2020, right? But it's kind of sad when you think about it. Now, I want to talk about keratin treatments because a lot of us have been like, okay, well, I'm not going to do a relaxer because that's really damaging to the hair. So I'm going to do a keratin treatment. Baby, keratin treatments also have the exact same chemicals, just less intensity as a relaxer. So while they don't permanently break down the hair structure the way relaxers do, and the effects will wear off over time, this does not mean that your body is free or safe from harsh chemicals that will affect your hormones. Because keratin treatments also have formaldehyde. Now, there's something I want you to be aware of, because you might ask your hairstylist or look at the bottle and it might say formaldehyde free. But there's some ingredients I want you to look for to really know if it's formaldehyde free. If you see these words, methanol, glyoxylic acid, and methylene glycol, and while it may say formaldehyde free on the label, when you add heat in, which you will with the keratin treatment, it will release the formaldehyde. So what are some ways that we can get our hair nice and smooth and silky without all of these harsh chemicals? So number one, we want to look for non-toxic keratin alternatives. So this means that it's going to use amino acids instead of the formaldehyde. You can do a silk protein hair mask that will help infuse silk into the hair, and that makes the hair really silky smooth as well. And you can also make sure that we're using some serums, that we're deep conditioning, we're doing our cholesterol treatments, we're doing our mayo treatments. Every time I do like a banana mayo hair mask, my hair always comes out super silky and smooth afterwards. Trust me, I am not the natural hair Nazi, but I do care about your hormones. I do care about how you feel as a woman. Now, if you're looking for 24/7 feminine wellness care, then be sure to click the link below to join the Divine Feminine Wellness membership, where the 6-week hormone reset is free for members. And you also get access to content that will support you throughout your different cycle phases. You get beauty rituals, meditations, exercises, everything you need to take care of yourself as a woman. All right, well, that's everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank yourself for showing up today, seriously, and thank you for tuning in to Divine Feminine Wellness.